Hi, thanks for joining us. We are joined by Laura Powderly from Mosby Building Arts, and she's joining us as the Senior Designer, MS CKBD CAPS Certified Kitchen and Bath Designer, Certified Aging in Place Specialist, and she is with Mosby Building Arts, which is one of, if not the top remodeling companies in all of St. Louis. And when it comes to helping older adults stay put, I can guarantee you there's no finer organization in the area. Laura, thanks so much for coming down and spending some time with us. Tell us a little bit about Laura.
Yes. Well, I've been doing this for quite a bit of time. Been at Mosby for 8 years. And in school, I stayed and got my master's in interior design. So I did a lot of qualitative studies. So a lot of different personality types I learned about, age groups. And I love it. It's just a great way to improve people's lives and make them happy. And that makes me happy. So
if I'm coming to you, maybe for my own purposes or maybe for my mother and father.
Yes.
What do I need to know about my space and when I should act on it?
Yes. So, deciding whether, you want to remodel now or wait, there's, a lot of different things to think about. And really, inevitably, anytime you put off remodeling, it's going to get more and more expensive as time goes on. So that's really something to think about. I always encourage my clients to remain proactive. So if there's a set of steps, it's the entry into your home and it's crumbling and we're replacing it, why not let's look what it could look like, make it accessible so you can thank yourself in the future.
Well, I love HGTV.
Yes,
I love watching.
don't we all?
There's always a happy ending on HGTV.
Right.
And it's so great because they remodel in like half an hour, bang, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
But I preface my question with those comments just because I wonder, how do you prevent a space from looking a little institutional?
Yes, it's a really good question. Anytime I say aging in place, the first thing that comes to a client's mind is old, hospital, institutional, and really with the way that products are made right now in today's world and the way that we really think through the design, someone could walk into your space and not know that it's accessible, which is great. For example, grab bars. A lot of plumbing companies are making grab bars that look like hand towels, same finish, same design. So it looks like they're meant to be there and not an afterthought.
So you don't open the bathroom door and there's something in there that says, hey, I'm a hand towel.
Yes, right. And then you're like, oh, wait, it's a grab bar. They're rated and it's great, but it looks beautiful. So that's helpful.
What are the top areas in a home that you're going to be looking at first?
So 2 main areas I would say would be kitchen and bathroom. These are the areas where we do the most amount of tasks, right? Bathing, cooking, other than just hanging out. And in these areas, some of the top list items would be doing a roll-in shower or a roll-up vanity are options in the bathroom. In the kitchen, I would really encourage my clients to look at the layout of the kitchen cabinets. What kind of accessories do we need to put in there to help you with your range of motion? There's a lot of different gizmos and gadgets that we can use now in design to help you with how you move about your space. 5-foot turnarounds are huge. Making sure you have enough clear floor space in case you're wheelchair bound, or widening doorways. Especially in St. Louis, a lot of, we're dealing with an existing home. It's remodeling. So those doorways aren't wide enough to fit a wheelchair. So there's a lot of things on the list to think about that are a top priority.
So I'm in a wheelchair now. I never have been before.
Right.
It's not the case that the kitchen, the bathroom, and basically my house are no longer operable. You can fix that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Wow.
It takes a little bit of planning.
That's awesome. Now, what about those personal capabilities? I have changed.
Yes.
My body's not the way it was when I was 25. How do you factor those into the changes you make?
Well, and it depends on where you're at, too. Someone with a current disability or a progressive disease, we're going to have a lot of conversations about what your health is going to look like 5 years, 10 years down the road. So we can make the plans to look ahead. What can we do now? What can we do a year from now? And so there's that situation. But I always like to talk about aging in place with my clients, even clients who haven't even thought about it. So why don't we go ahead and put that blocking in your shower walls before we put up your beautiful new tile? Say you get in a car accident 6 months from now, you break your arm, or your health decides to change on its own because we can't control that. you know you can put a grab bar out without tearing the wall out. You know it's going to be secure. Thinking ahead, planning ahead, no matter if you're planning for now or later, is super helpful.
Now, what about continuity of style? Everybody says that I've got my own unique style in my house. These are pretty invasive changes sometimes, but how do you incorporate people's style into that?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of it comes down to the finishes and the fixtures. So, anytime we're doing anything in a bathroom with, we can still put in really cool tile. We can still make things customizable to you and still be accessible. So it's making sure you're asking the right questions and working with a design professional that's going to ask you the right questions so you can get a plan together that makes sense for you functionally and finding that marriage balance between beautiful as well.
At the end of the day, business is what business is. Where do you go when you are in a situation where, well, maybe I'm not the best solution. Maybe it is time for someone to move on. What do you do in that moment?
Yeah. So a lot of times when someone's talking about remodeling versus moving, finding a new home, we'll make pro and con lists. And your design professional can help you with the design side of this because there's kind of two sides to this list. I like to start with your home now. What changes do we need to make now for you to move into it efficiently, use it properly for now and for later? And that allows us to put a design plan together so that we know what those costs for remodeling are going to be. The other side of the coin that we encourage people to look at, moving costs. What if you buy a new home? It might need remodeling. Maybe not as much as your current home because you're going to be looking for certain things, but there is always a chance that a new home could need remodeling. And then, the real estate market right now. These are all things, there's so many moving factors that, in order to make an educated decision, you need to really fully think through.
Is fear a factor?
Oh, absolutely. These are hard conversations to have. They are not easy. And I'm always having them, and some people just don't like to have this conversation, but you just have to be proactive and think about the future.
Well, one of the things that I suppose it's this part of life. So there are a lot of things, almost all of these things you've never done before. But no matter how much money you have, what you don't know, while you do know what you have in the bank, you don't know how long you're going to need it.
Right.
How do you work with folks who are just stuck because of fear?
Yeah, I think it's a longer process than our normal design process because it's a lot of conversations. It's getting family involved if we need to. Looking at financing is also, a lot of people is fear of the cost. It's an investment to change your space around to make it right for you. It may not be something you want to do, but something you have to do. And so we offer financing for that. And I think it's really just having the important conversations and coming to a realization that it's a necessity, but also let's talk about it before it becomes a necessity. That's a hard part.
Having the conversation before there's this urgency that's going to show up.
Need it now.
Gotcha. Yep. Laura, what about the rest of your team? I mean, this is an amazing organization that you're with. What about the continuity of the rest of the team members, and how does that work into how you help folks?
We're such an well-oiled machine. So from sales consultant that first comes out to your home, designer, we have our own permitting team. All of our production is in-house. So our own project managers, our lead carpenters, plumbers, electricians, you name it, it's all under one roof. We are a team. We're a deep bench, as we like to say, of knowledge. So if one of us doesn't know something, we know somebody that does. So we're definitely a, full service, you don't really have to worry about anything type of company.
If there's a change on the blueprint, you're not calling somebody in Southwest Texas.
No, that would be me. That would be me.
Let Laura take it. So Laura, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Probably by calling our main office. It's 314-909-1800. And one of our specialists can set you up with a time for a sales consultant to come out free of charge to look at your space and kind of tell you a range of what that would cost based on what you're wanting to do and have that conversation and get the ball rolling for you.
I want to put you on the spot just a little bit because all of your design qualifications are listed here, but certified aging in place.
Yes.
You love working with these folks.
Oh, for sure. It's so fun and it's really problem solving. And I love puzzles. So that's the best part for me because you're getting an existing space and you have to meet certain guidelines. So how can we move this around, rob Peter to pay Paul, steal from this room to get what we need to get to make it functional? And then it's always, us designers always like the pretty stuff, but finding that balance between the two is the sweet spot, and that's really fun for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're like the adult daughter in the family that's going to be able to fix the bathroom.
I always tell my clients, I'm not moving in. I'll tell you what I like, but it's inevitably your choice.
They would like that. Laura Powderly, thanks for the work you do and all of the ways you do it. This is Laura Powderly from Mosby Building Arts, and you know how to reach her. Thank you for spending time with us, Laura, and thank you for spending time with Laura.